It was a bright early morning at Tan Thuan Airport when three pilots from different airlines happened to find themselves waiting in the same crew lounge. They were all assigned to a special test flight under the mysterious code VN404, a flight number that sounded suspiciously like an error message. The flight carried no passengers, no cabin crew, and its main purpose was to test a cross-brand autopilot integration system. On paper, it sounded important. In reality, it felt more like a company-sponsored field trip with a fancy label, because no one seemed to be supervising them too closely. The Captain Tone, the senior pilot from the national airline, was known for his legendary soft takeoffs and landings, so smooth that passengers often didn't even realize they'd landed. That earned him the nickname Captain Butter. A first officer man from a young, flashy private airline was better known for his obsession with disinfectant sprays. His colleagues dubbed him Oxygen Man because he would fog the cockpit with so much antibacterial mist that the rest of the crew seriously considered wearing gas masks. The youngest of the group, newly licensed Dung, had an odd addiction to instant coffee from vending machines, and he had earned the rather unfortunate call sign Mr. Bumpy. After his very first landing shook the overhead bins like a blender. That morning, as they boarded the Airbus A320 test aircraft, Man wasted no time. He whipped out his spray bottle and started dousing every corner of the cockpit with a lemon-scented mist like he was performing an exorcism. Dung began coughing immediately. "Bro, if you mix that stuff with jet fuel fumes, we'll be flying a peppermint-scented bomb," he said between wheezes. Man grinned as he wiped down the throttle lever. Cleanliness is survival. Inhale deeply, build immunities. Tone, half asleep, rolled his eyes and muttered, "Let's just survive this flight first before we start aromatherapy." The engines fired up. The plane taxied smoothly onto the runway. Tone took off with his signature finesse. Dung's eyes widened. "You lifted off like opening a fridge door," he said in awe, "smooth as silk." Tone deadpanned, "Comes with a few thousand hours. Flying isn't driving a city bus." You don't want your passengers grabbing the armrest in panic. Once they reached cruising altitude, Tone handed the controls to Man for some freestyle flying, as Man liked to call it. Man tilted the aircraft slightly for what he claimed was a better view of the ocean. "Gotta keep it interesting," he said. "You know, for the soul." Tone raised an eyebrow. "This is a systems test, not a sightseeing tour." Man waved him off. "Don't worry, I'm not tilting hearts, just axes." Dung, meanwhile, was fiddling with the brightness setting on the radar screen, convinced he saw a bug crawling across it. Suddenly, warning lights blinked red, accompanied by the dreaded triple beep. The screen flashed, rear toilet door lock error. All three froze. Man asked, "Wait, the toilet's locked, who's in there?" Tone narrowed his eyes. "Well, we don't have any passengers. Did we accidentally bring a ghost?" Dung's face turned pale. Actually, before takeoff, there was this guy in a suit who said, "I just want to check the lavatory real quick." I thought he was from maintenance. The man groaned. Was he tall, gray suit, combed hair? Dung nodded nervously. "Yeah, he's the director of my airlines." A tone slapped his forehead. "So the guy's been locked inside the bathroom for 30 minutes during a test flight." The man grabbed the intercom. "Dear director, if you can hear us, please try unlocking the latch. If unsuccessful, wave under the door." A weak voice crackled back. "Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm live streaming my real passenger experience. Keep flying." Dung gasped. He's live streaming from a locked airplane toilet. The tone radioed air traffic control for priority landing clearance, saying vaguely that there was an onboard situation requiring supplemental oxygen and discretion. Man chuckled. "Maybe if we fly an extra 10 minutes, he'll finish his episode." As they began descent, Tone handed over landing duties to Dung. Time for Mr. Bumpy to redeem himself. Dung's hands were sweaty, his breath shallow. What if I bounce it again and the director thinks we dropped from the sky? Man winked. Just say it was intentional, stress testing the landing gear. To everyone's shock, Dung landed the plane with perfect grace. The tires kissed the tarmac so softly, even the taxi lights looked impressed. Tone nodded solemnly. "Well done. From now on, you're no longer Mr. Bumpy. Welcome, Captain Smooth."
Shit! Lagi numeras. Oh, papa.
Full flight, so he's going to get some burble off those trees and contact.
Nice, good job, dude.
The man clapped him on the back. "See, a little lemon mist clears the nerves." Just then, the toilet door burst open at the rear. The director emerged, hair disheveled, shirt untucked, clutching a phone that was still live streaming. People asked why the plane wasn't shaking, he said casually. They wanted more realism. The three pilots stared at him. Then, as if on cue, all of them broke into laughter so hard they nearly knocked over the control yoke. Datone gasped between laughs, "I'm clipping this footage for the next training seminar." How to manage media crises in lavatories at 35,000 feet.
Uh-oh. Shoot. Shoot.
The man added, "We should install an emergency end live stream button right next to the parking brake." Dung, still giggling, pulled up the flight log and typed, "Successful systems test. No passengers, no mechanical issues. One executive temporarily detained by enthusiastic content creation."
Elevador considerado solo 46, presença livre. Elevador.
That's the guy on the other side. Yeah. Whoa. Holy shit. I didn't know
No
I was gonna
safety
photograph that.
impact. Well, back at the terminal cafe, they sipped 3 iced black coffees in silence before bursting into laughter again. Man stirred his drink and said, "That flight was better than any holiday." Datone nodded. 10 times more fun than safety committee meetings." Dung raised his glass. "I think I found my true calling, rescuing CEOs from bathroom content traps."